After a long day at work, Amelia was returning to her apartment. Life had become quite depressing ever since Amelia's boyfriend Jacob fell severely ill and passed away. It was 2 years ago when Amelia first rented this apartment in Los Angeles, when she and Jacob decided to move in together. But now, Amelia stood there all alone in the silence. She had been through much with Jacob, but now they were all memories. Every time she looked through their pictures, she was moved to tears. The only source of solace for her were all the possessions Jacob left behind. She sat down on her bed, looking at the numerous books stacked up on Jacob's bookshelf. He was always lost deep in his researches. Amelia took in a deep breath as a gust of wind flew through the window, throwing off some of Jacob's files from the desk. "When will you be back? Do you really need to go?" "You're funny, Amelia. Of course I need to go. The team needs me. I'm in charge of the excavation." "Okay then, Mr. Archaeologist. At least bring me back a souvenir. It's not fair you get to travel so much and I have to stay home." "Trust me, I'd want to stay at home with you more than anything else." Amelia felt a sudden chill around her. It was almost as if something had brushed along her neck. A bit anxious, she quickly turned around. Everything was silent. She had been experiencing the strangest things in the past few days. Perhaps they were nothing but coincidences, but she liked to believe that Jacob's presence was still around her. She felt like there was someone or something there watching her, and since the unusual occurrences started to happen frequently, Amelia was in doubt if this was a way Jacob's spirit could be communicating with her. Sometimes Amelia missed him so much she would try speaking to him, though she knew no one was there. She went through his things hoping that would trigger him to communicate back. And surprisingly at times, she didn't know if she was hallucinating, but she thought she felt a touch of hands. Something moved past the corner of her eyes. "Amelia, we're getting together at this restaurant on Friday night. Why don't you come with us?" "Thanks, but I'm kinda tired. You guys go enjoy yourselves." "Oh, come on, Amelia. You've completely isolated yourself after Jacob passed away." "Lisa, don't be so harsh. Amelia, we know it's been difficult, but maybe a hangout with friends is what you need. It's been nearly a month, and you haven't gone out." It was after a long time that Amelia went out again. She didn't expect to be out so late, but the girls surprised her with a new friend of theirs, William. Though it wasn't anything serious, she spent a good time with him. After dinner, William offered to drop her off. They took a walk around the park, and William even asked her out on another date, to which Amelia gave a rather ambiguous reply. She couldn't explain it, but she felt guilty, as if she were betraying Jacob in a way. It was nearly 12 when she got home. She slipped off her heels, hung up her coat, and planned to go straight to bed. But when she entered her room, she noticed something odd. To the corner of the room, on Jacob's desk, some of his things were scattered around. Had she forgotten to put them away? Amelia picked up the strange-looking pendant among other things she used to see Jacob tinker with whenever he would be back from his field research trips. "What's bothering you, Jacob? You look a little tensed. Is everything okay?" "I don't know how to tell you. It's been hard. Mason Sanford, one of my colleagues, he passed away on our last trip." "Oh, that's so sad. I'm sorry. Were you really close to him?" "I just got a little lost in my thoughts looking through our work. This is one of the artifacts we excavated on the site. It brought back a lot of memories." Amelia gathered all the things and put them back into Jacob's workbox. She got freshened up, grabbed a glass of water, and returned to the room to go to bed. when she froze seeing the box on Jacob's table tipped over. Everything scattered all over again. The pendant fell off the edge and rolled down to her feet. Amelia got a cold chill around her again. She picked up the pendant and looked around. Jacob, is that you? Amelia stood there anxiously waiting for a reply, a sign, anything, but it was pin-drop silent. She turned off the lights and laid in bed, when she suddenly noticed something dark, standing to the corner of the room. She immediately turned on the lights, rather relieved to see it was just the shadows of the curtains. Amelia plopped back down on the bed. Maybe she was taking all of this too seriously. She needed rest. However, when Amelia woke up the next morning, she had this burning pain in her back. But as much as it hurt, she still had to get to work. She took a shower and stood in front of the mirror to dry her hair, when she suddenly noticed an odd mark on her neck. How did this happen? As she examined the bruise, she suddenly noticed something dark in the mirror. Frightened, she turned around and scanned the room. What was going on? Amelia couldn't deny the fact that there had to be something around her. She couldn't see it, but she felt it. The bruise, the unusual incidents. Was Jacob upset with her for moving on? Jacob could sometimes take things to heart, and sometimes he would become so angry with her he would stop talking to her. As a matter of fact, just weeks before Jacob passed away, he had been quite distant. What is it, Jacob? Why have you been so quiet? Are you mad at me? No, Amelia. I've just been worried. Worried about what? It's something with work. I can't tell you. I can't tell anyone. Why not? I can be confidential. This is not a matter of jokes, Amelia. Just leave me alone, and don't try to get involved in this. When the incidents continued, Amelia started to become paranoid. She canceled all her plans with William. She didn't even go out with her friends. She was in fear of witnessing something horrifying. Every night, when she went to bed, she felt like someone was in the room watching her. She found shocking injuries to her body that had no explanation. Things got to the point when Amelia was afraid to sleep. She was flinching to every movement around her, and soon enough, she started to become sick. When she took leave from work for 2 days, her friends showed up to her apartment. Seeing Amelia's paranoid condition, they were bewildered. Amelia, what's happened to you? It's like, day by day you're becoming like Jacob. Stress is killing you. How are you going to relieve yourself if you don't talk about anything? Is everything okay? What? No, it's nothing. I just need some sleep. Maybe you should rearrange the apartment for a change. You know, put away all of Jacob's things, clean the place out. It will help. Take care, okay? And call us if you need us. When her friends left, Amelia sat on the couch pondering on the strange things she experienced since Jacob passed away. At first, the presence was comforting, but as the days passed, things were becoming frightening. Maybe Lisa was right. Maybe it was time to move on. However, as soon as Amelia got up, she heard a shattering noise in the hallway. She found one of the showpieces Jacob had gotten had fallen to the floor. What is this? It looks so scary. Why would you even buy this, Jacob? Scary? Did you even know it's considered a sign of good luck in many cultures? I got it from my last trip. Good luck? Or bad luck? Maybe you heard something wrong. No, Amelia, I did all my research on it. It's a sign of protection. Amelia picked it up, trying to piece it back together, but it was of no use. She placed the pieces on the table, when suddenly she noticed something in the reflection of the shard of glass. Absolutely horrified, she stumbled back, tripping over her step. Everything suddenly got extremely cold. Amelia scrambled up to her feet and ran inside the room. She had no doubt she wasn't alone. She started taking out all of Jacob's belongings and hoarding them onto the bed. She would get rid of everything. She anxiously dumped out all his books, papers, and files. But at one point, she fell to her knees, breaking out into tears. What was she doing? What was happening to her? Amelia tried to calm down. She was overreacting. How could she get rid of Jacob's things? She loved him. Tears dropped down from her eyes profusely as she picked up his belongings one by one, blowing off the dust with care. As she went through them, she found a diary kept in one of the drawers. There were numerous entries, arguments Jacob had with Amelia, good times he had with Amelia, things that happened at work, an awful boss, a weird acquaintance. Amelia stopped at the last few entries Jacob had written. They were from the time he had gone to the last excavation project, the trip after which he became a bit distant from her. We reached the temple today. So far things have gone well. Mason and I were able to reach the underground chamber, but we weren't able to enter it. We got trapped inside a bunch of times. Thankfully, the rest of the crew was there. Hope things turn out safe tomorrow. The chamber door was broken down today, and Mason and I were able to go in. The discoveries were amazing. We were able to uncover many artifacts. I found a pendant inside of a locked casket, but Mason fell quite sick during the excavation. I don't know if it was due to lack of oxygen or claustrophobia. He fell unconscious. The team admitted him to the local hospital. I'm really worried for him. I hope everything goes well. Mason passed away this morning. He was not just a colleague, but a good friend to me. I don't know how I'll finish this project without him. It was petrifying watching him shout when he regained consciousness. He kept saying he was seeing something. I don't know what to believe anymore. Strange things have been happening since I've returned home. Amelia keeps asking me. I don't know what to tell her. I can't tell anyone about this, because I know no one will believe me. The only thing running on my mind at this point is that what Mason said was true. He hadn't gone mad. There is something here. It's with me right now. I can feel it. I don't know what it wants from me, but it's after me. It's hideous, dark, and evil. I can't stare into its eyes. It's not the fever. It's the power it has controlled on me. I don't know how much longer I have. My health is deteriorating each day. I know I'll die soon. That's why it's here. Amelia trembled as she flipped over the page. That was the last entry Jacob had written. The diary dropped from her hands as she stared at the drawing Jacob had made. It was wicked. A dark presence hovering over him. Suddenly, Amelia stood up to a creaking noise behind her. She slowly turned her head in fear. She wanted to scream, but she was paralyzed seeing that dark presence in the shadows just a distance away from her. This wasn't Jacob. It was never Jacob. She had been living with an evil presence that had taken lives before, that had taken the life of her love, and now it was after her. Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.